Alright, so today we're going to be working under the car. One of the first things we got to fix, this hook that I put in. The guy's pulling me around with the forklift, got a little rammy, and it got broken right at the end of my weld, but still in there. So it tells me I got to extend my weld a little bit, so I got to bend that straight, get it fixed up, put it back together. Thanks guys, needed more work. Drive shaft, got to finish that off, get it run down. Drive shaft safety loop, we'll put the new one in. Lots of work going to get done today. Back to the rear diff. Rear diff cover. I got the new one, I got it right here. Got it made it up, see if it's going to be the right one. If so, that's getting changed too. And yeah, so it'll be an undercar project today. Let's get going, get some stuff done. Alright, so here's why we upgrade the diff cover. This is the one that was on it. Thin stamped steel chrome. This is the one we're putting on. Thick, beefy, aluminum. Has a nice drain plug, fill plug. And what it does, one of the big things, you can see how thick that thing is. It's just awesome. So these studs right there, what they do is they got little feet on them right there. These feet, when you tighten those up, go onto the back of the diff and push on these bearing caps right here. Because when you launch hard, this piece here, the ring gear, actually wants to eject out of the car. So those put preload on there, attach it to the housing, make the diff infinitely stronger. It's an excellent idea. And I can show you guys a couple of things here now. Now that we're inside the diff, this is a spool. As you can see, it is one solid piece of steel that attaches this axle that's inside the tube, goes splined into here, and same with this one. So they are solid, locked together. If one tire spins separately from the other one, that's broken or an axle is. These wheels are locked together permanently. That's awesome. That's for drag racing only. Definitely don't recommend it on the street. A lot of your street matters out the door. So yeah, so we put this thing on there, lots of pressure. Again, we use the Right Stuff silicone around here. I love that stuff, made by Permatex. It is about the only silicone I use on everything except for exhaust systems, exhaust gaskets and stuff. Then I use copper, like recommended. But so yeah, we'll put that diff cover on. We'll torque those bolts, these ones here, these feet, which is these, get torqued to 10 foot-pounds. It's a calculated preload on the back of those caps, and then you tighten these lock nuts to lock them into place, and we're good to go. And then we fill her back up with some AMSOIL fluid, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so we got the diff cover on. Step back a little bit. That thing just looks incredible. Other than that though, I got these torqued up, put the preload on there. It comes with all the hardware, grade 8 bolts and everything, which is really awesome. Always double check the drain plug, make sure it's snug. I got the fill plug open right now. We're going to fill that bad boy up. AMSOIL Severe Gear 7590 synthetic. Like I said, AMSOIL, the only thing I really trust in my vehicles, that's it. Boom. Severe Gear, because I know this thing's going to take abuse. Not too much with the factory engine, but when we start upgrading it, high stall torque converters, everything's going to hit harder, launch harder, scream harder. Well, I might as well just throw this Severe Gear in it. It's going to need it, and this stuff is excellent. So we'll fill that up and move on to something else. Alright, so now we're going to start on the drive shaft. Was missing one U-joint, so I went and grabbed myself a Moog. Nice high quality piece of material there. Love that stuff. This was a little bit of a difficult one, because this is a factory Firebird drive shaft, and the one going into the diff, the yoke going into the diff, is a full race size, so I had to get a crossover U-joint. Thankfully Doug here at Auto Magic, he's awesome at the parts, managed to find me one. So yeah, if you ever need something difficult like that, come talk to Doug or Brian. Yeah, Doug or Brian at Auto Magic. They can hook you right up with something like that. Alright, let's get this U-joint in and slide this drive shaft into place. Alright, due to the floor constraints and space issues of underneath the 2nd gen Firebird there, I had to do some cutting and a little bit of welding and stuff to make this safety loop work. So So we got rid of the bolts and everything. And my cousin was bugging me about my welds on the last one. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think that looks pretty good. He's a professional welder making fun of my welds. You know how it goes. Family likes to bug. It's all in fun though, so we're good. So we're gonna let this cool off a little bit because I still can't touch in this area. It's pretty hot. And we'll get that back up underneath. For now, I think I'm gonna go fix that hook in the front until that cools down. All right, so we got the drive shaft completely back in place again. Had to get new saddles for the rear yoke here. Again, another quality Moog product. Love that stuff. It's all I use pretty much, unless not available to me. So yeah, got the drive shaft permanently in place. Loving it, loving it. Drive shaft safety loop permanently in place. 4 3/8 grade 8 bolts on either side, just like recommended. One thing you need to know about drive shaft safety loops when installing them, they have to be within 6 inches of the center of the front U-joint. You can see if I center that up, there we go. I'm within 5, so we're good. And the reason that is, if you blow this U-joint here, not a big deal. The drive shaft will come down, lay on the ground, pull it out of the transmission. You got oil everywhere. Nobody gets hurt. If this one were to blow, or the transmission back of the transmission was to blow up, what would happen is this part of the drive shaft could come down, dig into the concrete, catapult you. It does damage to the track. It could just wreck your car, seriously injure or kill the driver. We don't need that. We don't want that. So drive shaft safety loop, anything with slicks or running faster than 13.5 and a quarter mile has to have one. So keep that in mind if you're building a car, have a street car, whatever. My street car, the Mistress, I have to put one in as well. I run as fast as 12.97 at 110 miles an hour, generally averaging at 13.2, but it's fast enough it needs one. So I will have to be putting one in there too. But yeah, we got a little more stuff cleaned up underneath the bottom here. Got this bad boy fixed again, welded up. Welded where it broke, welded a little further forward past the threads, did it on this side too. Went just forward past the threads because that seemed to be the weak point. So hopefully we got that all fixed up. All right, I still got some time, so I'll take care of some more stuff. Got some front end components to replace, probably a good time to do them. All right, on second thought, let's play with the starter first. This is kind of cool. Proform high torque mini starter. Got the gear reduction in it. Good for up to 11-to-1 compression, this one it says. I'm sure you can push it way past that, but I got no worries. This big block has probably 8-to-1. So Proform mini starter, good for V6, Chevy V6, V8, big block, small block, doesn't really matter. It's meant for all of them. Nice little piece of equipment there. It comes with all the hardware and everything you need for shimming, the bolts, you name it, it's in there. 3.75-to-1 gear reduction, low amp draw, 40% less weight, and only a third of the size of the stock starter. Let's see. Oh. There's the stock starter. There's the new one. That's a difference. The reason a lot of the guys go with these new mini starters, see, a huge difference in size, is because these big monsters take a lot of amperage to turn them over, and they're not very good when you start going with a little more compression. They're great for a factory one, and with headers as well. The big size of these ones, it's close to the headers. They get heat soaked after a little bit. You have a really hard time turning them over. These little ones, a little more aluminum in them, they get rid of heat a little better. They're smaller, they stay away, so you got more air space between the starter and the headers, so they don't get the heat soak like the big ones do. And these are a lot easier to turn over, a lot easier for them to turn the motor over. So that's a big reason why you go to a little one like this rather than that big monster thing. All right, let's get this bad boy installed. All right, and got that Proform starter in there. Locks beautiful in there. Nice and small, clearance, lots of it. So yeah, that's about it for today, because the wife came in and told me that it's after 9 and I have to get home. So tomorrow's another day, and so is Thursday. Let's see, hope I can get this all finished up. All right, talk to you guys tomorrow.